Hello there, you are watching a happy place to be to develop your creative skills. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to make golden ratio logo design in Adobe Illustrator. So let's get started. So we are now on Illustrator and you can see on screen a sketch that we are going to be working from to create our golden ratio logo. So the first thing we need to do is create a golden ratio grid. And if we just move over here somewhere and zoom in, the first thing we will do is select the rectangle tool and just left click and create a rectangle tool that is 10 by 10, and as you see is quite small, so just use the zoom tool to zoom in nice and close. So to go into outline mode, you press Command or Ctrl Y on your keyboard, and essentially it's a wireframe of your design with no fills or strokes or any colors applied. Now the next thing to do is left click and select the ellipse tool and just left click anywhere on the artboard, and again we are going to create an ellipse. It's 10 by 10, which of course give us a circle, and we can then drag these together. We are going to drag over them and go to the object group, and next we will select the shape and then left click and drag, and as we drag we are holding the shift and the alt key, and what this does, it will create a copy. Next we are going to select the top one and do the same. We will start dragging and then hold the shift and alt. Shift keeps it perfectly horizontal or vertically in line. Now I'm going to scale this up. I'm going to scale it holding shift. So once you have created your 3 circles, the next step is to drag over everything and rotate from one of the corners, and again we are going to hold the shift, move this over here. We are going to drag over this top section and again hold alt and shift. As we drag out, it snaps in place. We hold shift and we scale up from the corner, and we repeat the process. Drag over top section, so we rotate, hold alt and shift to drag out, and then hold shift and left click to scale up from the corner. And essentially it's just really a case of repeating this process. And again we are going to repeat, so we rotate it from the corner, holding shift, and it snaps in place. Fantastic. And we can press Command or Ctrl Y to come out of outline mode, and there we go, we have essentially created a golden grid. Now this is all to group together. At this moment we can drag over this, go to object and group, keep ungrouping until everything is separate, and then we can left click on circle, hold shift, and then gradually select all of the other circles. just the circles and not any of the squares. And then we are going to go to edit, copy, and edit, paste in place, and hold the shift and use that right arrow key. So we've isolated the circles, and then we can just drag over all of these. From the align panel at the top, we are going to select horizontal align center and vertical align center. And so now we have our golden circles, and this is what we are going to be using to create our golden ratio logo. And here is something that I'm going to do, just to drag over all these circles and go to the swatches panel. Double click this black swatch, select the global option, and just pick something totally outrageous, bright pink or red, something that really stands out. And something I like to do as well is sometimes bring up the stroke weight. It just makes it a little bit easier to see my design. So what I'm doing is finding the most suitable size circle for the different elements of my logo, and just move these into position just to get desired look. And of course you can always go into outline mode, which is Command or Control Y. If you are going to create a golden ratio logo, it definitely helps to have that in mind. When you first start your initial sketching process, your idea conceptualization, just so you kind of have a rough idea of how your design is going to look and how it can work with a golden ratio. I just wanted to make this circle look like water drop. And now what I'm going to do is drag over these circles, go to edit, copy, edit, paste in place, then hold the shift and use that right arrow key to nudge this over here. Okay, so we will work in this one. If anything does go wrong, we have got this as a backup. So we will drag over everything, and then using the shape builder tool over here, we can start drag through the area shapes, and we'll start to see our logo coming together. Now when I drag through the shape, you can see that it combines that. So it shows exactly what is going to be combined. If I want to remove something from a selection, Just hold down the Alt key, then you will see it changes to minus, and again we can hold Alt and do this around the edges. We can trim off, and I find this is probably the most fun part because you get really see the design coming together. And select each individual element. Then we can start giving this some color. And then what we will do is add some shadow on top of these. And this is what our final design looks like. And there we go. That's how to create a golden ratio logo design in Illustrator. Please feel free to leave any question or comment down below. And thank you guys. See you next video.